Welcome to Brea Talks, an insider's look into topics that affect your experiences in the city of Brea. Whether you live, work, or play here, we are bringing you the information you need to better understand your city. So now we invite you to listen in as Brea Talks.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Ruben Segura, and today on Brea Talks, special events. With me today, we have the one responsible for all of the city special events, Community Services Supervisor Kristin Steyerman. Kristin, I know that you are super busy right now, and thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kristin.
Yes, well, first off, my name is Kristin Steyerman. I have worked for the city for about 12 and a half years now. I actually interned for the city earlier on in my career as
Very
well.
cool.
And then I've just kind of worked my way up. I started as a special events assistant and then was promoted to a full-time position in operations and fitness at the community center, then came back over to special events where my heart definitely is, and then was promoted to a supervisor here. I love what I do. I'm so grateful to get to do what I do every day and to just be with the community and create these really wonderful, impactful events for our community. Also had the opportunity to go to Cal State Fullerton, earn my degree in communications.
Go Titans.
Yes, absolutely. My master's in public administration, and actually was just accepted for a PhD program in leadership that I'm really excited about too.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very, very cool. And I just want to say, Kristin, I've been working with you now I've been here for almost 3 years, and you are an absolute joy to work with. So I'm very excited that this is an opportunity for the community to get to know you even just a little bit better. I mean, if you've been to a special event, you have seen Kristin in action. So again, thank you again for taking the time to spend with us today. So going back to the special events, so how many events does the City of Brea offer throughout the year?
Yes, so the events that I'm specifically in charge of are about 8 to 13 events. So we kind of kick off the year with our spring craft boutique over at the community center. We have 200 vendors. We also have our pet expo, which is a new event kind of that we've been doing. Our series of family films, which we always love. It gives families this really cool opportunity just to come out to an event that's totally free. It doesn't cost them anything. So we're really proud of that. We have our country fair for July 4th, our Brea Fest, which we are about 17 days away from. And then we have our Veterans Day event, our Nutcracker Craft Boutique, and then we close out the year with tree lighting ceremony.
Very cool.
Yes.
And of that exhaustive list, I'm going to put you on the spot here for a hot second. And which one of those is your favorite?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's hard because it's like a piece of my heart goes to all of those events. I love them so much. But I would say Brea Fest is definitely one of my favorite events. I kind of talked about, I had an internship in college. I think it was like 2005. Just, the legacy of the event and what it's kind of created, the energy. I hope you guys can feel it, but I'm like super passionate about what I do. So I love just the energy, the intensity, the magnitude of what Brea Fest is all about. I mean, who doesn't love eating, drinking, music, kind of like that festival vibe?
Absolutely.
We also have, just the main point of that event is celebrating the arts, which is so beautiful. And just, we're constantly trying to improve that event as well. So it's just been really awesome.
Very cool. And when you say favorite event, being on the planning side of it, is it your favorite one to plan, to attend, or both?
You know what? Unfortunately, I don't have the opportunity to attend as a community
yes,
member.
That's fair.
I would love that, right? I would love to be able to do that. But in terms of planning, I think that the awesome part about Brea Fest is that, and the kind of really hard part about it is, we're coming off of a really huge event, Country Fair, and we're quickly going into Brea Fest within about 34 days. But who's counting, right?
Right.
So it's just this intense push. So it is very, very amazing and awesome. But it can be a lot. But I also love that part of the job and just the energy of it all, for sure.
Totally. Yeah. It's very much, an all hands on deck scenario. My experience as well has been in a working capacity versus attending. But I mean, even in a working capacity, it's such a fun environment. You feel it. You feel it from everywhere, from the vendors to the people that are coming to attend, whether they're enjoying the music, enjoying the food, and just enjoying community. It's a very cool opportunity to see the different community groups coming together, and even from an opportunity where, not that we can't enjoy it as a worker per se, but it's a very enjoyable experience for me. And friends and family that have come to attend it as well have shared that it's one of their favorite events. I always bump into people that I didn't know were coming that come to the event, and it's always awesome to see them enjoying the event with their families.
Absolutely. Yeah, to your point, it's just all about like that energy, right? You can't deny the energy that event holds on people, right? It's just this excitement, and it's from all different ages. You see people dancing, and it's just an opportunity kind of for people to end the summer and to come together and see their neighbors in like a really cool way. And sometimes there's reunions that I notice are like tied to that time too, which is really special too. So yeah, it's just awesome. We're lucky.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long running event. How old or how long has Brea Fest been going on?
Yeah, so this will be the 37th annual Brea Fest, and just kind of like we talked about, just the big players in that is the art component, right? Is just really like cultivating that and being able to see like the art gallery in full motion. And a lot of times people don't necessarily get to see that maybe on day to day. So just the exposure for that, the theater, we have bands, there's different demonstrations happening. So it just gives this opportunity for people to kind of like have exposure to things that they don't normally see, which we're really proud of.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so many cool stories that come out of Brea Fest. Being around for what will be its 37th year is super cool. I know we shared this story with you last year, but last year we met super cool, super fun couple, Gary and Crystal Eckner. They shared that they've been coming to Brea Fest for over 32 years. 32 years ago last year, they were on the cover. They graced the cover of our Brea Line quarterly newsletter in the fall of 1990. They actually had a copy with them, which is super cool. So they tracked us down. We were able to kind of get their story. They wanted to share that to them, to Gary and Crystal. They described Brea as more than just a community; it's a family. They shared that their 4 children and now 5 grandchildren are actively involved in attending Brea events. They love seeing Brea get better and better over the years while still maintaining that community small town feel. And those are really the stories that we live for, right? I mean, that's why we do what we do.
Absolutely. I think that's just a beautiful kind of story. And exactly to your point, it's like we work really hard to make sure the legacy of these events that have been created, is standing within the community. But we also have the opportunity to like make an event better each time, which is really cool. I think that quote really reminds me, of somebody who works here, and we'll call him the legend, Mr. Brea himself, Assistant City Manager and Community Services Director, Chris Emeterio. He always asks us, how are you making people feel, right? And so in that story, we know exactly how we made them feel, and we made them feel seen and heard and special, and they are able to create, these different times with their families where their grandchildren are coming, their kids are coming. And how cool is that? That's really special. And, we are lucky to get to do the jobs that we are able to do. So those stories like always give me chills. I love that.
Yeah, it brings so much joy to be able to know that what we're doing is making them happy, is making them feel, as you mentioned, seen and heard and just loved on. We had a blast. Dan and I had a blast tracking them down. I found in their picture on the cover from 1990, they're sharing a slice of cake. So I went around and I was like, "Is there a vendor here with cake today?"
I love that.
So I tracked down. I think it was Nothing Bun Cakes.
Yes, they will be here.
And I grabbed. I went and got some tickets. I got some cake, and we recreated that scene. So it was super sweet. They were incredibly kind and just very appreciative of everything that we do, and especially in the sake of Brea Fest. everything you do, Kristin.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you
I
for that.
appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course. So going from one of our longest running events, what's our newest or youngest event that Brea puts on annually?
Yeah, so this is one that I'm super proud of, the annual Pet Expo. So we just had our 3rd annual Pet Expo this last year, and we'll go into our 4th annual Pet Expo. This is an event that I kind of totally created from conception to completion back in 2018, and just was super happy to share this community with, share this event with the community. We know how much people love their pets, right? Like everyone loves
Absolutely.
their pets. I read some statistic that globally the pet industry makes like $232 billion every year, and it's growing by 11% every year. So it's
Wow.
like, we know that there's statistical information behind people loving their pets, right? But I love it because there's so many different things happening, that we have vendors that are selling different things, pet accessories like pet clothes or photos or all kinds of different things. And then we also have learning opportunities. Our own canine demonstration took place, which is really cool. We get to partner with the police department on that. And then adoptions. I think this last year we had like 37 pets that were adopted.
Wow.
All kinds of different animals. I'm a big lover of possums. Everyone knows this. So we also have some possums that are at the event. No possums were adopted, but we have snakes that are adopted, cats, dogs, all kinds of stuff. So it's super fun.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to try something new today. We've got a little bit of a game here.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to switch. We're going to do this new segment. It's a lightning round. Last episode of our podcast, Dan introduced a game of Is It True? Today's is going to be a national special event trivia.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Okay.
So we're gonna have some fun with this. I'll be honest. I went through these. They're a little
Are they
difficult.
tough? Oh man.
They're a little difficult. So no pressure. No pressure. It's gonna be
Okay,
fun.
all right.
We're gonna have fun.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go. Number 1. The South by Southwest Conference and Festival is the largest annual event hosted in which state?
Oh, I don't know. Arkansas? That's terrible.
That is incorrect. It is the state of Texas.
Oh my gosh,
The state of
Southwest, of
Texas.
course.
Yeah,
Okay.
South by Southwest.
I'm not a
Huge
good
one.
history kind of gal.
That's all right.
I know lots of things, but history is not one of them. But okay, we're gonna go.
We're gonna go. We're gonna
Okay,
go through this.
all right.
If anything, we're just gonna learn some cool facts
Okay,
about national
sweet,
special
sweet,
events.
sweet.
Okay, ready?
All right.
Number 2. So, what city in the United States hosted the original Mardi Gras Carnival and still hosts it annually?
New Orleans.
That is not the original.
Oh,
That is incorrect.
man.
So this one, it totally shocked me. I had no idea.
Who is it?
Mobile, Alabama.
No.
Mobile, Alabama has the oldest official carnival celebration in the United States. Started in 1703.
Wow.
Still going strong.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think these are fair. Like Harvey got some questions about like donuts, and I'm getting some history questions, but it's fine.
You know what? We'll take it up. We'll take it up with the producer.
Okay, please do.
Yes,
in post-production.
Absolutely, in post. We'll let him know. We'll let him know that this was unfair.
All right, I'm gonna get one of these. I know.
Okay,
it.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, this one. Listen to the question. You should be able to get this. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Okay, number 3. What state holds a 5-day lobster festival? And
Maine.
That is correct. That is correct. Draws people from all over the world. The state of Maine. Excellent. Okay. Number 4. 2 more. Number 4. For the past 286 years, what Boston, Massachusetts event draws 1 million people annually?
Oh, the Boston Marathon.
Not the Boston
no.
Marathon. Not the Boston. Think Boston. Think Boston. Think.
I should know this, huh?
It's
Is it
it's a
something with
holiday.
the
It's something on the
Celtics?
calendar. Something on the sort of.
Oh, maybe like St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day
Yes.
Parade. That is correct.
All right.
See? We
Okay.
got there.
All right, we got there. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Absolutely. Okay, number 5. Last one. What is the largest attended event held annually in the United States?
Oh man, the largest.
You stayed up late watching this
Oh,
every year.
it's my birthday. New Year's Eve, the ball dropping.
Absolutely. Times Square, New Year's
Yes.
Eve.
Okay.
See?
We got there.
this.
Thank you so much, Ruben.
Yes, excellent job. That was fun.
I think I got like 2 out of 6, but that's okay.
No, okay. Well, there was 5 questions, so if you got out of 6, then then there's a problem.
All right, cool. Perfect. Awesome.
That was good. You did awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving back. Let's bring it back to special events. All right. So Brea Fest, clearly the biggest event that we have. Not quite Times Square, but
close.
But close. It's very close. You yourself refer to this as the department's World Cup. Clearly having the sports metaphor of just the gravitas of this event, right? So
I
World
love
Cup.
sports analogies.
I know you do.
I can talk about it all day
I
with
know.
you if you want.
I know.
I've got some cool quotes. Same team, same jersey. I'll let you ask me my question though. But I love me some sports analogies.
I know.
Okay.
One day when we have a podcast specifically on sports analogies, you will be the special
because
guest.
I got one
Yes,
from
don't worry.
Lionel Messi himself, like the World Cup man.
Oh, well, there we go. This would be the good opportunity
Okay.
for it.
All right.
So let's talk about how big it is for the city, the arts, and the community, the Brea Fest. How does it impact all of
Yeah,
us?
I mean, it's a huge event, right? There's lots of different things happening. We have the restaurants, which are an incredible part of the event. So we have beer, we have wine, we have like a kids interactive area.
Mm-hmm.
We partner with a local church, North Hills Church. They do a whole Kidsville area where kids can come and do all kinds of different events for free. We have a marketplace that we added in 2019, which was really cool. So we have vendors, about 15-ish vendors that we invite out. And on the street, we have a full street closure that goes into effect. We love a good street closure too in special events. It just makes us like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like makes our event like come together, come to life, right? But on Randolph and then on Birch. And then just in terms of like the arts, I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but just the opportunity for the community to really have exposure to the arts here in Brea. We have a beautiful gallery and a beautiful Curtis Theater here. They do amazing and incredible things here in the city. Also highlights the Art in Public Places program that we have as well. So just gives the community an opportunity to kind of see that, to come out and check, come out and enjoy the event. I know we all have really busy lives, right? And we're all just doing our thing and trying to make it some days. And I know people with kids and all of that, but you come to this event and it gives you the opportunity to just kind of slow down, see your neighbors. The kids are able to enjoy some things. The moms and dads are able to enjoy things. We see like the older generations that are out there dancing and having fun. So
Absolutely.
that's what makes it really, really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and there's such a wide array of just like music, of
Yes.
food. Like you mentioned, the broad spectrum of activities from the Kidsville to trying out the different foods and different things. But I mean, it's super cool. Obviously, with something that big, as described as the World Cup of events.
Yes,
for Brea.
absolutely. And mind you, we go from like the Super Bowl country fair to the World Cup in 34 days.
That's wild.
It is wild.
That's wild.
Wild.
So for an event this big,
Yes.
Tell me about the planning process. Like when does your brain immediately, like when does your head pop off that pillow that morning
Yeah.
and be like, oh my gosh, it's coming?
Right. So usually like about April-ish, for this event, we probably plan out 3 to 4 months prior, if not more. And kind of with the realization, I just talked about how we go quickly from Country Fair to Brea Fest, that we probably even need to start a little earlier with this event, just because the magnitude of both events, right? There's a lot going on for both of them. And so quickly shifting gears. But definitely it's like an ongoing process where we're working on all kinds of different events at the same time, which kind of is awesome too.
Yeah. I mean, you've got when you've got two so close together, I mean, you kind of have to, right? There isn't really an opportunity to kind of switch your brain from one or the other. You're kind of on both roads at the same time.
Absolutely. That's the only way to create success for what we do and for the community, for sure.
Yeah, and obviously it takes a lot of coordination with businesses, community groups. So tell me about how you partner with the local restaurants for Brea Fest.
Yeah, so we could not have this event without our local restaurants and our partnership with the businesses. So we super appreciate it. So the restaurants, they come out and they donate all of their food that they have to offer. So we ask them to just highlight some kind of food that, you want people to try this food and to come back. Like you talked about nothing but cakes, and
Right.
that's kind of, they'll sample the buntinis so people know like, oh my gosh, I tried that at Brea Fest. I'm definitely going to go to Nothing Bundt Cakes next time I, want something sweet or want to do like a celebration or something
Right.
like that. So we asked the restaurants to provide 750 to 1,000 servings of a $4 value because tickets are now $4. So that's kind of what we ask. They also could serve a beverage as well, or, instead of. And yeah, we obviously couldn't do it without them. And then to that point, we also have local businesses that we partner with in terms of, helping create the event, sponsorship opportunities and stuff like that. So we're very grateful for all that support from the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And so is there still a chance? I mean, obviously you mentioned it's coming up. It's coming up real quick. Is there still a chance for restaurants to participate in this year's event? If so, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. We would love more restaurants to participate. We are definitely in need of more restaurants to participate. So we would absolutely love that. We would love for restaurants to be able to give back to their community in a really big way. And also just for it to be a partnership, right? Like people are going to be trying things that might not normally go to your restaurant. So this is a great opportunity to like kind of create that transaction between community members and the restaurants. But if you would like to participate, we'd love you to contact me directly. You can contact me at Kristin s@cityofbrea.net, or my phone number is 714-990-7771.
Very cool. So in addition to the community partners in the restaurants that make this happen, you partner with the other departments in the city. So how do you go about, and what partnerships do you have in place, and what do they do?
Yeah. So again, we could not do this without, the likes of all kinds of different groups within the community. And kind of one story that I would like to share is I heard this story and it kind of like all comes together. So bear with me here, Ruben.
Sure.
All right. So when I was doing my master's program, I read this story about when President Kennedy challenged NASA to put a man on the moon. And so he went and he visited NASA and he ran into a janitor there. And he asked the man, he said, what do you do here for NASA? And the janitor said, I'm helping to get a man on the moon, sir. And so every time that just like leaves me with chills. And it kind of goes back to our partners that we have, right? Like sometimes we're President Kennedy and sometimes we're Neil Armstrong and sometimes we're the janitor, and like we weave back and forth between those. But it's this beautiful opportunity that we have this greater cause, right? Getting our man to the moon. And in this case, creating this beautiful Brea Fest event for our community. So we all have a job to do.
Yep.
So some of those partners, police, we definitely couldn't do it without the police department. The VIPs come out. We have the street closure we talked about. Our friends in traffic. We have Sergeant Padilla, Officer Horn, and Officer Klug are really great partners that we have in the police department, and we're super grateful for them. The fire department has a definite component, and we couldn't do it without them. Of course, the likes of communications and marketing, administrative services, community services. That's who I work for, and they have a huge play. And we, this is not a one-man show by any means, and so it takes a lot of great people to make it happen. Of course, the support of the executive team from council and Bill Gallardo as well. And then I would be remiss if I didn't talk about our public works team, because they help us incredibly with so many things that we do. We have like the streets team, parks division, our maintenance division, and just if anyone knows Kevin from maintenance, he is like the Gronkowski to my Tom Brady, right? It's like I always know he's gonna get there. Couldn't do half of what we do without him, so super grateful for him. And I got my sports quote in there too.
You did.
Not quote, but a little analogy.
Yeah, you dropped it in.
Yeah.
Way to go, way to go.
Thank you.
So what if someone that's listening right now, someone who might not be a city employee, Is there an opportunity for them to volunteer at this event or other events?
Yeah, absolutely. And we just love the community being kind of a part of what we do. I know you guys have talked about it in previous podcasts too, just about the whole volunteer component, which is super awesome, and how special that Brea does that, right? I think that's really cool. But yes, we would absolutely love for them to volunteer. A great way to do that is to contact the Resource Center. So brc@cityofbrea.net. And they handle all the volunteer opportunities with the city. So their community services, we work with them. We partner with, putting them in different spots for Brea Fest. But again, we couldn't do it without them. And they also receive a few tickets too for volunteering, which is kind of a cool way for them to, try the event and also, have a little sample of some nice food too.
Yeah, a little bit of a thank you to go and check something out.
Absolutely. And shirts are provided as well.
Very cool. So obviously, Brea Fest comes and goes at the end of an event. Let's talk through the process of how do we get together and talk about the event? Do you host a wrap-up or debrief meeting? Do you survey individuals or vendors? How do we, as you mentioned before, how do we go through an event and kind of reflect on it and do better?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you talked about a debrief meeting. We'd love to get feedback, right? That's like a great way for us to improve on things as we go. We do hold a wrap-up meeting. We have meetings throughout the time, kind of pre-meeting to kind of talk about notes from before. But then I ask staff to give some feedback, and I print that and go through it with a fine-tooth comb and kind of see how can we make this event better. And, the goal is, of course, for our community to not know or be aware if there are any tiny mistakes made or, things like that. But, of course, every event we do, we can improve on and make better.
Absolutely.
And I always have this saying, small holes sink ships. So even the small things can become the big things. And so we need to make sure that, we're
not a sports analogy, but it's a good one.
Yeah, I guess I just love analogies altogether, right? Yeah. But yeah, just that commitment to excellence, right? It's like, providing the best possible product and giving the community like that passion and excitement about what we do. And so yes, we definitely work hard to make sure that we're providing that excellence in all that we do.
Yeah, and you do such an incredible job doing it. It's with all the preparations and obviously this is the opportunity for the community to see it. I get to see it every day, and it's awesome to see your enthusiasm and your excitement. It definitely shows in the product, and again, just very grateful for what you bring to the table, and everything that you just pour into this community and specifically your special events. So again, just wanting to thank you for what it is that you do for us, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was super exciting. I was a little bit nervous, but I appreciate you making it an easy process. And yeah, I would love to see the community out at Brea Fest. Would love to meet more community members. Just would love the chance to engage with all of you.
Awesome. So again, Kristin Steyerman, Community Services Supervisor in charge of special events, absolute rock star. So that's it for today's episode of Brea Talks. This episode and all episodes of Brea Talks are available wherever you get your podcasts, as well as our YouTube channel, youtube.com/City of Brea, and our city's cable channel, Brea TV. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, rate, and review. Thank you so much for listening in as Brea Talks.